Hello, and welcome to Kit's Photography for this time. As a lot of you know, I live in South Australia, which means I'm in total lockdown at the moment because there's been another coronavirus outbreak. So technically, I'm not allowed outside my home at the moment. So I thought this week I'd try and pick something that I can do around the house. And I thought I'd give my light box a go because I haven't really used it very much before, and I certainly haven't used it on the channel before. And I'm going to be photographing a number of different things, which you'll have to wait and see what they are. Hello, and welcome to Kit's Photography. I'm Kit from Bremac Photography here in sunny South Australia. Welcome to my channel. Hello, and welcome to the show. This time I'm talking about light boxes and how to use them and what really to photograph in them. So my light box is just here, and it's not very expensive. They're between $20 and $40 generally, sometimes up to $100, really depending on what you're getting. This is a 5-sided one. So you've got two sides here, one at the back, basically a cube with one side missing, with an array of lights around it, which means you don't get a shadow, which makes it really fantastic. This particular one comes with a number of different coloured foams that run through, meaning you don't actually have a wall line, which is great. There are lots of different colours, so I've got black, and I've got green, and I've got red, and I've got white as well, which is what's inside there at the moment. So you can take a photograph of an object and it looks really, really fantastic. Now this one is, I believe it's a 40 or 50 centimetre cube, which means that you can't fit massive things in it, but you can fit some things in it. So for instance, I'm going to start off with this. Now this is a University of Adelaide alumni pin in a little case. Then I'm going to move on to this. I got this at the South Australia Museum. Really colourful, really exciting. Then I'm going to move on to this, great present for Christmas. And then a couple of things like this. You can use anything around the place really that you've got. A rock like this, although it looks very grey, it has lines in it and they all appear really nicely in the photographs. I'm also going to have, obviously in lockdown, going to photograph a few bar things as well. So stay tuned. So camera settings really depend on what items you're actually photographing. So on some things, like photographing this, f1.4 is absolutely fine. But when photographing something like this, f4 to f8, because otherwise you're just going to get one point in focus and it's going to be a big blur. You want it all to be a big point of focus with that. Obviously with the bar stuff, that needs to be a higher f-stop because you're going to find that you want to be able to get it all in focus. But really when it comes to it, it really depends on what you're doing in something like this. So what this light box does is it actually stops the light from coming as a shadow. It's just there. Now for this. Now I got this at the South Australia Museum. It's one of those expandy plastic things. It's very exciting. I love it. You can really see the difference here between f1.4 and f8.0. The whole thing is now in focus. Now this is a great one, a beard apron, great present for Christmas. You can really use your imagination when it comes to things like this. There's really no limits to it other than the size of the light box. If you are doing it professionally, however, you have to do what your client says, because obviously they're paying you to do it. But otherwise, the sky's the limit. Use your imagination. Now this one here is taken at f1.4, now f8.0, and you can really see the difference. 1.4 and 8.0. So even something like a rock will work fine too. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Kit's Photography for this week. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.